Well, it looks like it is going to get started right here. It's the pistol round. It's Reason versus Vex. It is the grand finals of Insomnia 61. Here we go. No utility-based setup for either side, which is quite surprising considering that Reason like to go for those execution setups, but look at this already in. Ozzy with the first man onto Surreal. Thomas goes down, and just like that, there's only a 1-for-3 trade going against Reason Gaming. Cinder quickly becomes the last man alive for Reason Gaming. A 1 versus 4 situation. This pistol, it's all Vexed.
It's wrapped up, tied up with a pretty neat bow. Only one player going down, form of Lumji. And it's going to be exactly what we're talking about, but that banana strength coming out from Vexed. Absolutely accurate with those pistols. Cinder, though, able to take the head off Vanity there. He falls back. And a nice long one tap to the skull that's going to close us out. So Vexed Gaming do take the advantage. The first round going over to them, buying up those UMPs across the board. A lot of utility going across as well. Shaney opting not to go for that helmet against these pistol buys coming out with armor as well on board. Reason Gaming have a little bit of strength going on here.
5 UMPs out as well for Vexed. They want to bolster this economy as much as they can. We should also add that the teams aren't quite right. Reason are on the T side, Vexed are on CT. So hopefully we can get that switched up in a couple of seconds. But for now, Vexed going in for the full-blown UMP buy. And, well, Ron will get on the one with the Deagle straight through the smoke down Banana. He's even looking for a little bit more, and in this case, he's not going to find it. Just re-smoke coming in from Ozzy, who's holding that close range angle. So Vex taking a much more close range approach. I guess that's money for the SMG. He's trying to get as much money as they can and taking a much more aggressive stance in towards the defensive. Because obviously, Reason Gaming are down on their laurels. They've got pistols. They've got head armor and Kevlar, sure, but it's a force buy, and it doesn't always tend to work in this case. They have got the opening pick. Ron with a hand cannon, and Ozzy spraying his way on through, looking for a fray. He does tag Ron down to 47, but that's about all he's going to get here as we enter the closing 60 seconds of the round.
Taking it very, very slow. This is something we saw Reason Gaming doing on, I believe it wasn't Mirage, it was the other one, Cash. Taking it very, very late into the round, going for those late executes, and it seems to be carrying over here, but the push does start to come on through the short side, but they are able to get the opening frags. Only one player traded back, and now they're in a 3v2 on the retake. It's going to be Ozzy and Lumji. Both trying to find those picks, both trying to take this retake. One kit available on Ozzy. Lumji pre-firing towards the pit. There is a player there, but he's not peeking just yet. That's an incendiary. That's a flashbang as well, so we won't be aware that that's coming in just yet, but he will be as soon as he gets burned. But Rom on the flank, going for the hand cannon, is able to pick up the final kill, and Vex take it down on an eco.
Ron played that beautifully. That couldn't have been better on that flank. They had absolutely no idea what was going on. And as a result, that CT retake wasn't going to quite land where it wanted to be. Reason Gaming still back to conversion, and they were going with a little more firepower than Vex originally wanted to go for. It's going to be 1 AK in play alongside the 4 UMPs. So still looking to bolster the economy, but once again, it's going to be up against a bit more of a stronger buy from the Vex side. They've got a Thermar still on Shaney, and they're going to try and steal this round right the hell back. They don't want to give this one away. And Reason, they will have a decent fight into this particular map up.
Just trying to find all the information they can. They actually have played pretty passive on the top of Banana, but as I say that, they turn the corner, and HyperX has the CZ. Do not mess with him, my friends, because he's going to take down 2 of you as soon as you try and push anywhere. Didn't take any damage back for it either, and now they have an AK on board, and they are ready and raring to use it. They are trying to play aggressively on this Banana, and once more, Vex come up massive in that position that we talked about earlier.
A huge play from Ozzy, finding the AK and 2 kills. Just like that, Reason Gaming went from having an advantage in this round to suddenly having pretty much no advantage whatsoever. They've got the better weapons, sure, but they've got a 2-man disadvantage, and Shaney just getting information. Doesn't quite get the kill onto Cray, but now he knows where he is. He's probably going to get a decent read onto where this push will come in from. 50 seconds on the clock, and Reason Gaming pretty spread out pretty far, but also back towards the top of Banana. Rom could get caught off on this crossfire. Oh, this is going to be very bad. Pete coming on through, and indeed, Lumji will shut him down. So, Cinder and Cray, the last 2 in a 2-on-5 situation for Reason Gaming. This is a less than likely situation to win right here. Bomb on the back of Cinder. Sure, they will try to make their way in towards truck side, but just like that, the first man falls. Cinder does get a trade back, but it's Cray alone. 1v4. Not going to happen. 2-1, favor to Vex.
Nice play again on that Banana. I think we do have a pause coming in, so a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
But yeah, Banana being so crucial, as we highlighted before. Highlighted it as a point of contention. Highlighted it as a very interesting point of Inferno in general. Seems like Vex are the king of Banana right now.
Yep, it seems like so far. And I was talking about that banana defensive, you know. They can hold the passive crossfire, or they can go aggressive, and they can make it work just all the same. Depends on how the current situation of things stands for that CT side, but for now, Vexed on the front foot, and will hold down the defensive against the Reason Gaming team. So, quick tech pause, I assume. At this point in time, it's a little bit too early to start talking strategy, to start thinking about where you're going wrong, but, you know, always can be a good point of discussion for the time being. Actually, let's talk about this buy coming in from Reason Gaming, because they just lost, they won one round and they've been just lost again, so they've been completely reset. There's no loss bonus available for them, but they're still going to buy into 2 AKs and try and get as many pistols as we can. That's not something you see all that often, but it's also something that can catch Vex completely off guard if they're not careful. They might not be expecting this. They might be expecting the full eco like you would usually see when you steal back a conversion away from the initial stolen team. So I think it's actually a decent shout.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of the idea of the first team to lose 2 rounds on the trot at the start of the half or the start of the game should eco. Until then, you spend all your money every single time. If it's back and forth, you just spend all your money all the time. I think that's a very good way to sort of maintain that economic damage, economic pressure onto the other team. So even if you do go down, you have no money, you start to accrue that loss bonus. You start to get a little bit of damage going in, and you can take those guns away and limit the other team's economy. And that's really what you want to be doing, especially in such a close matchup and such an important map here.
So 3 players holding down the B defensive for Vexed. A triple man crossfire, 1 set behind the sandbags, 1 more backing up, and Lumgy, of course, holding down the main area of the B site. It's exactly the same crossfire I was set there. What they're going to be doing is mostly focusing on Aussie to get the initial spray downs with that AK, just in case they've got 1 more player out behind the sandbags to trade it out if it's necessary, or you can just hold down and wait for Reason to cross and just spray them down as necessary. But for the moment, this is where the default play from Reason is going to be. 4 players heading up towards the banana push, looking for an opening pick, and Thomas, once this smoke clears, he might find it. Cinder also boosted up, Vanity peaks, and Aussie does get taken down. Sprays coming in from Lunky, but he only gets tag damage. No kills coming on through Vanity with the Deagle as he switches out from the SMG. Will get taken down and traded out at 4 versus 2, but look at the health. It's so low for Reason Gaming that this retake could be decently well off. If they can take down Cray, then I think it would be a decent shout, but I think Vex don't have this information just yet, so they will fall out and save it. Will be Reason making their way up to 2.
The aim just not there for Vexed. They absolutely should have got those frags. They had 3 players there. They were ready. They were waiting. They had the position. But they only managed to get half HPs, nearly killing Cinder, but it's not enough. I mean, 3 HP, he's still alive. He's still got the AK. Can still win out the duel with a 1-tap to the skull. I mean, you need to be able to get those frags, especially off such a crucial position. Vexed faltering on their favoured B banana.
Yeah, and that's a scary prospect as well. When you have a strategy like that, that's so well sought out and so well held together, and Reason just shut it down like that, you might be starting to feel a little bit scared if you are Vexed. You might start to feel, okay, maybe we might have to dig a little bit deeper into our playbook, start figuring out new ways of pulling off our regional strats, because, well, Reason just shut down probably our most solid defensive that we could pull together. This will be the first gun round, technically, of all sorts of things. This is definitely not the kind of scoreline, not the kind of way we expected the first 5 rounds to go out, but we've got 4 AKs, we've got some M4s, we've got 3 for Masters in particular out for Vex. It's not going to be looking like the best buy in the world for either side, but it is a fully fledged buy up nonetheless. Slightly favourable to the utility for the Reason Gaming side, but Rom may be giving up his life if he's not careful on the peak down towards mid. Meanwhile, a lot of aggression coming out from Vex, holding down Banana, but Rom does find the first on the chain.
Opening it up towards that A bomb site, so Reason Gaming changing it up, trying to go for some aggression on towards this A down the mid. They have already got that foothold. They have got a player playing up in those apartments, so they're ready to go for this execute. It's just a matter of when they want to go for it. But here come the nades. Here comes the utility coming out, and the first kill goes over to Lumgy as he finds a second with that FAMAS as well. And now it's going to be Shiki set on site, waiting for the face. But Thomas able to pick up a kill onto Lumgy, allows them to open up that side of the site with the bomb being pulled away. They don't need to commit here. They know they've drawn all the attention that way. They have 50 seconds left on the clock. Because they didn't play it very slowly at all. They went in relatively quickly, gave themselves the option to rotate away, and that's exactly what they're doing. I'm a big fan of this, and now it's just Aussie Dream on the B site that they're going to have to face, but the rotate could be coming in.
It is coming in thick and fast from one of the players on the Vex side. That's Vanity. making his way in from the crossfire set out from CT. The smoke will go down. Flashbang trying to see if they can push him away, and indeed he does get blind. So for the most part, it is all Aussie. Molotov trying to push him back, but it doesn't quite land. He's still held out towards Epsilon. Does get shot down by Thomas, but Vanity gets there just in time to get the trade and drop the bomber. 2 versus 2. We'll wait for his teammates. Wrapping from Banana, and Cray does fall as a result of it. Shiki connects the spray onto both and ends up with a 2K to bring the scoreline 3-2 the favour of Vex.
Very nice rotates coming out from Vex Gaming there. They pulled both of their players off of that A-bomb site very, very quickly and very astutely there. They knew they weren't going to push in. And they read Reason Gaming like a book. And now, again, it's just this back and forth, back and forth. No rounds, no sort of sets of 2 rounds have gone either way so far. So again, we're seeing these full bites come out. Both teams picking up as many guns as they can, putting them straight into the round, and here we go. The spray starts to come down through mid, but Surreal is able to get the trade very nicely. Through the smoke, though, could be doing a little bit of damage. Not quite enough there to close out the kill. So aggression once more into mid, but we could see Aussie here pushing through the smoke to try and go for the backstab. He is going to do it. The flashbang to back him up. Goes through, falls back almost immediately, just trying to get those initial frags towards the T-stairs, but back. Very disciplined there from the Vex Gaming squad.
4v4. That's enough for the trades, but Reason Gaming with a slight amount of map control. Lumsey once again has to roll this defensive on. He's got a crossfire set from Shiki as well. They're going to walk right past him. He spots 2. He has the information. Taps the head off the first. Peeks out. Connects the spray on 2. Nicely done. Almost a 4K. But Thomas brings it back to a 1 versus 1. He's got 26 HP and plants the bomb directly on the site. Now Vanity, the AK. It's only going to take 1 bullet either way. He's so low on HP. Thomas has to connect a full-on spray onto him. So suddenly, this retake is still very, very good for Vex Gaming. Vanity making his way back up towards the right-hand side. Thomas has no idea until he peeks. Still takes a spray, and he will even the scoreline for Reason Gaming. 3-3, and the fact that these guys are trading round for round for round for round just goes to prove how competitive this map really is.
Well, this is Inferno. This is Vex Gaming's stomping ground as we build it. I mean, they need to be more dominant here. They want to take this map home right now. They want to even up that scoreline across the series. They want to come out with this 1-1 scoreline, but at this point, it really could go either way. I mean, obviously, it's this early into the game. Of course, it can go either way. Really, a nothing sentence, that one. But you know what I mean. It is absolutely down to the wire here, and it needs to be less so. Vex Gaming need to be putting up those rounds on the board. They need to be strong. They got the choice of the side. They should have the advantage here, but it's just not coming in exactly as they planned. Starting to move towards the B site. Reason Gaming lead the charge with Surreal on their UMP.
Surreal, the most experienced player on this particular side, the sub in for Reason Gaming. Look at this, Cray will actually take down Shiki to the other side of the map, and Shaney will get the trade back, catching him off guard in the apps area. Completely on the backstab. 4 versus 4 will once again ensue with 60 seconds left on the clock. The smoke down towards the B site, crossing towards CT. Vanity got to land these deagle shots. Fluffs the first. He's got 4 more to find right here. He's back up. Thomas to get one. Vanity lands the one. Cinder does come through, and Lumsey taps his way on through with the CZ, but he's unable to do the full job. It's a 2 versus 1 for Shaney. But it's still doable. Again, it's the HP on Thomas that's going to be a main key factor for Reason Gaming. The bomb will get planted. And Shaney going to take a very ballsy move through the smoke. He's going to peek into so many good angles, but Reason Gaming are holding passive. Good flashbang in. Will spot nobody. But he'll start to make his way on towards the coffins area. Cinder and Thomas have this general bit of information, and Shaney just got to be careful not to get peeked on if he spots Thomas first. He can find him, but no. Thomas peeks, sprays him down, finds the 4th, and takes the lead back for Reason Gaming.
God, it's like a horror movie, isn't it? Where you know it's coming, but when is it going to happen? There it was. Gets shot in the back. Very, very difficult to aggress onto that site, especially through that smoke in towards from Barbecue. They knew exactly what they were doing. They probably had a read on where he was. They knew what the timings were going to be. Very, very nice and disciplined hold there from Reason Gaming in their after plant positions. They had that one on lock. And now we see the first actual pistol save coming out from Vex Gaming finally after all this back and forth. It's round 8 where we see one team actually take a distinct advantage, but Singod Evil's going to give them a little bit of a disadvantage, but they still have a MAC-10, they have a UMP. They're by no means completely ahead.
Shiki looking for one frag from Thomas, but it's just going to be a very difficult round for Vex. This is the full eco coming out from them. No utility, no Kevlar of any kind. They've got some upgraded pistols, P250s and the like here, there and everywhere, but you can't win a full round on that unless you were able to land those heads, and Reason really fluffed their shots in this case. So a 3v5, and Rom just looking to try and follow up the cash with the MAC-10, takes down Aussie. and now looking for a couple more kills on Lumsey and Vanity as well. If you can find it, it'll be great. Maybe a kill could come through from Vex, but 3 players covering off the spot. Even if they get 1, the rest of them are there. And Vanity does find Rom in the end. That will be 5-3 in favour to Reason.
Yeah, the only guy going down there was the Mac 10 anyway. They would have got rid of that no matter what. So picks up the AK on Rom, and it's going to be Thomas sticking to that UMP. Fair enough, you want to keep some money back, want to be able to soak up any damage done. Vexed Gaming, this late into the game, they do still have some money to put in, and now they have rifles on everybody. E-Bar sat back with that FAMAS, but that's still going to be pretty good. These close range angles that you see on Inferno, able to do enough damage to have a massive impact here, and a boost is going to be coming out, leaving Shiki up top there. Shaney going to be taking the second space as well, but they do spot it out. Cinder able to clean it up, but they do try and go for the trade. Surreal shuts it down though, but they still have Lumsey to contend with. Thomas with a nice flank. Comes in, absolutely massive there. Able to push them back, and now the bomb gets planted. 2 players left alive. Aussie Dreams. Aussie for Dream? Aussie for Dream? Is that his name?
It's Aussie.
He's going to go Aussie, but why has he called himself that? Interesting. Maybe a bit of contention within the team. Rom, not so happy.
Reason very, very twitchy. So maybe the nerves are setting in for them. We saw CEX do this in their lower bracket match. They were really twitchy, almost taking team shots, specifically like that one, that he almost find on towards his teammate. It's very, very scary indeed. So
thought they were trying to trap him in the bomb site there. Rom will be able to survive that one. Standing in the corner, you do just make it out alive, 24 HP left. But there we go, Surreal pays the price for the team damage, and they lose their gun.
That's an M4 as well. They have to reinvest down to full right there. I think they got 1 SMG out of that one. No,
they do have a lot of money.
Sorry, they found the M4s. That's more than fine, but again, it's a pretty decent investment in towards this next round. And sure, Vex don't have the same thing, but if they can put those pistols into impact, they can do some damage to the Reason economy, and that's the last thing you want to do. If you can wear down the economy, it becomes a war of attrition. And once you use the war of attrition, then you're going to have a very hard time in CSGO. For Vex, though, money's not quite sitting right for them either. Aussie and Vanity save 2 guns. They have 2 5.7s and a P250 as well. In play. Very little Kevlar, Shaney hasn't got any, very little utility as well, only on Aussie, Vanity and a flashbang for Lumsey. Again, it seems like a round that they can't win unless they manage to peek out towards that B main and they run straight in towards Aussie's spray, then that means we could be in with a decent chance. And with Reason Gaming making their way up towards B side, it's possible.
Trying to go for the headshots with that 5.7, landing them towards Boiler, and not really finding too much, actually finding 8 points of damage going in towards him, but again, Reason Gaming taking it nice and slow, trying to check all those angles. They know they're up against a sort of not quite a full eco, as you can see. They have this sort of quasi-buy setup going on at the moment. 5.7s, P250 as well on board. So they do have a little bit of strength. They play those close angles, so what Reason Gaming need to do is they're doing, play it close, play it slow, check the angles, methodical, see if they can do it. Thomas gets the first frag as they push on towards the A site, but the B site, sorry, but Aussie sat on top of those boxes. Is going to be able to clean up quite a few of his own kills, and now all of a sudden they drop them down to 1 player left on Reason Gaming. It's going to be Cray, it's going to be Shiki to take him down, and Vexed take a crucial quasi-buy round.
And I said it, Aussie was going to be the linchpin in that defensive, and it's exactly what he did. He sprayed down several players coming in towards that site, and that just weakened them up enough so that the FAMASs, the pistols, could come through, and they could hold the defensive on their own. Aussie did fall, but he took 2 players with him from that. Reason Gaming were broken, and Vex could come in and pick up the pieces. That's huge for them. They get 2 AKs out of that. They buy them 2 M4s in the AWP. That was probably the best round that Vex could have pulled out of that situation, and indeed, they find it. So, 4 rifles coming in from both sides. AKs out for Reason Gaming. I don't think the money's sitting quite right for them for an AWP, but Shaney on the Vex side has the AWP for them. And he is holding out on A from Truck side, ready to shoot them as they cross out in from that middle area and try and shut them down. Chances are he would also wrap back in towards the site and allow his teammates to set up the crossfire and try and hold them back for an extra couple of seconds. But so far, Reason Gaming, a very passive default in towards the middle area. 3 players held back towards top mid and 1 up towards second mid. The only real aggression they've got is Cray in towards this apps area, who could just be playing lurk and try and pull the rotation. If he takes down Shiki, then this could get ugly, and indeed he does. He finds that first with 60 seconds left to go. Reason Gaming going to start setting up to make a play.
Pushing in, playing it slow, tactical as ever. Reason Gaming taking their time, going into the aggression. Bit of utility actually lobbed down towards A, so they have managed to split the forces. Vexed unsure, of course, where they're going to be going. They do, however, know that no matter where they go, they will be at a man disadvantage. At least, but as it stands, 3-man disadvantage towards B. Think they're going to be able to call this one out. Will they be able to spot out Ozzy? Will they be able to deal with him? So they start their push on towards B. The spray comes down, finds one, drops down, very, very nice. Disciplined fallback from him. So they still have those 2 players left alive. Now the rotates from the rest of the CT is going to be coming in as well, as there is a player pushed through the smoke, and Cinder comes in big. Surreal is going to find 2 as well, and now it's just Shaney with the AWP. B site is completely overrun with Reason Gaming, but the bomb just gets planted there. I thought they dropped it on the site, and I hadn't realized that there was actually a player planted there. I got overexcited. As it happens, does miss the whiffed shot there. Taking them down very low. Now it's Shaney finds 1. Cray going for the aggression does not pay off very well whatsoever. They have got the full backstab coming in, but I think Shaney's right into this one. Just misses the shot, sails wide. Now he has pressure from all sides coming in. They know exactly where he is, jumping back towards that library now, trying to get the flank, or will spot out a player. They will have spotted out each other, but goes for the shot, lands it. Now he only has 2 more left to deal with, both on very, very low HP. He could battle out the pistol and try to go for this one, but no, they're going to back off. They're going to cut their losses. Reason Gaming just going to save that one. Well, Shaney's a little bit angry, and he's channeling it incredibly well there.
Well, 3 kills for Vexed Gaming means that Reason will be pretty light on the money after this buy. Let's take a quick look, see what they're going to get out. AKs, I doubt they get the AWP. That's a bit of a high investment for the current money line. Look at that. Nothing on Surreal. $50 for Cray, a little under $1,500 for Thomas. They did some serious damage to that economy in that case, Vexed. And now if they can just put Shaney into position to get the AWP kills, take some hand cannon shots and take down at least 3 players from Reason Gaming, then they'll keep that economy very, very light. And indeed, Shaney does peek out, take down Surreal. A great start for Vexed. And he will burn a little bit. He will have 58 HP down, and he will be the soda man holding the B site. But I like this setup from Vexed. They realize they haven't got a whole lot to work with, so they're going to set up the crossfires on the A site, try shut them down, and try take some of those rifles away. If they can get an AK out of it, that's great. If they can take down 3 players, that's even better. 4 versus 4, however, as Thomas does get the trade onto Shiki, and now they will start to make their way in towards A here.
Cray checking those angles, doesn't manage to spot out. The CT sat towards that graveyard, playing up. Spots out a player pit though, will spot out the other one now, and they actually managed to get the frag. Ozzy able to land the headshot onto Cray with the deagle, trying to find more as well, going for those 1 shots over the top. Rotating away around towards that arch side. They do still have Shaney contend with on that B bomb site if they do opt to go for that rotate, but I don't think it's going to come through. Yes. Ozzy finds 1, and that's Cinder to trade it back. He's now had such a massive impact so far. They are going to be pretty pleased with that performance, and it's going to be still just trying to find their way into this A-bomb site. A nade, getting a kill there.
Very nice from Ron, but particularly Ozzy did all he needed to do. Took down 2 players. That's the only objective Vexed are doing right here. Everything else is a bonus. And Lumji, oh, hello, this could be very interesting. He's up on the box. He's holding passive, and if he shuts down his bomb plant, if they go for a default plant, then this gets very, very messy for Reason Gaming. The bomb will make its way. Cinder will just spot out Lumji right there. No, he doesn't. There he does pick it up. The bomb will go down. Shaney can't deny his bomb plant. The AWP in a 1 versus 2, and the 5.7 as a backup weapon does get flashed out. Will go down to 4 HP, and eventually will lose his life to the Reason Gaming side. That's 8-4, favour to the T's. But again, Vexed, very little to work with in that particular round. They found the 3 kills. They broke the economy. Reason Gaming, this buy is going to be very, very difficult indeed. And once again, Surreal on 50, Thomas on for 100, Cray on a little over 1,000. Means that Vexed, they're going to force the buy right here. They're going to try break Reason right here.
Couple of bits of wood, a little bit of hay. Not going to stop some 7.62 bullets going straight through and getting you. Unfortunately, they do manage to close that one out. Unfortunately for Vexed, that is. They do take the L on that round. 8 rounds now on the board for Reason Gaming. 8-4 into round 13. As Vexed Gaming trying their best to come back into this one. Not much so far going on in this round. They have postured towards that mid. They have got control, and yet again, Vexed putting a lot of their resources towards that banana position and actually pushing up Vanity very, very close, trying to go for that crossfire. Now, a lot of damage down onto Thomas through that mid. They might be looking to pull him back and trade him out, but Vanity itching to get those peaks, itching to go for those frags. Another smoke, blocking off their aggression yet again.
60 seconds, Vanity, so itching for this kill right here. And he could find it if he's very, very careful. He's just got to hold back. And if Reason push up towards Banana, and he'll find it, no trouble, no bother. Still looking for a gap in that smoke though, and Reason in this case will not go towards B. They're heading towards A site instead. The AWP shots raining down from, or maybe they're not heading towards A site. Maybe I am just a little bit too quick on my calls, but 35 seconds, they got to go somewhere. They have to hit one of these sites eventually, otherwise they will run out of time, and that won't be a good look for this T side. Eventually, Surreal facing some face and damage down towards the B site. They will rotate in towards A, Arch side and Truck side and Apps, and it will be Shaney and Ozzy that get the first two. There's Shiki letting the first man cross, blocks off the second. Shaney's towards the backhand side with the FAMAS as well, and Shiki will find the kill. It's all Cinder in towards the back corner of the site. We'll get the bomb plant, but there's no way he's winning a 1 versus 5. Vexed perfection in towards that round.
Able to get that extra gold from the bomb plant, but making the best of a bad situation. Really, Reason Gaming do go down to a perfect round from Vex. Not a single point of damage. Oh, sorry, I lied. Shiki took 19 damage there, but still a brilliant round coming up from them. Means they are able to save the full amount of money. If you take a look at the frags, you can see that Cray really underperforming here. 3 kills on the board, 11 deaths. That's not the sort of KDA you want to find yourself at. He needs to step up, come in with the rest of his team, and actually carry Gaming further into the lead. Of course, they have taken the advantage in this half no matter what. 8 rounds already, so they can't go more, or sorry, less than 8-7. But they are going to be looking to put more on the board. 10-5 obviously going to be very, very favourable for them as they go into the CT side, but 9-6 will be equally as sort of strong going in. Not sure what they're going to be able to do though. Reason Gaming on the back foot, on momentum.
Reason seem to have a decent read on what Vex are doing. They're spraying down through these smokes at the general positions that Vex are most likely to be holding. So for the most part, it's working. They're not finding the kills, but look at Shiki's HP, and more particularly, look at Ozzy's HP. He's on 27, all just from facing up towards Banana. And as a result, Reason are going to have a very nice clinical execution. Surreal gets the first, but Lumpy comes back to the first. Second spray connects to the third. Surreal, Cinder, Thomas, they fall like dominoes, and Shaney gets one more into Cray. It leaves Rom in a 1 versus 4. The HP may be low, but the numbers game is definitely against him. He spots out Vanity. Got to get this headshot if he wants a chance in hell, and he won't land a single bullet. Vanity brings Vex to 6.
Very, very nice setup there. The money now not allowing Reason Gaming to go to this full buy, so they are going to be saving. Actually, no, wait, they're not. What am I talking about? It's round 15. Last round and a half. They, I think they've gone for a pause. So yeah, they're just going to be pouring their money into this round. There's not much more they can do. Picking up that armor, picking up those CZs, maybe a Deagle or 2. I'm imagining that that's going to come out on a few of the players. Yeah,
Reason Gaming are going to think about basically strategy for the most part. They want to talk, yeah, it's a tactical pause, I'm just hitting it in my head. So they have 30 seconds to discuss things and think things through. This is the only part where communication is allowed, and they will basically be thinking about their buy strategy. They haven't got a whole lot, so most likely it might be a half buy, maybe a forced buy if they want to risk some of those rounds, but for the most part, I think you've got like just a couple more rounds left, I think, actually. No, I think it's only 1 round, actually.
In what, in the half?
That it will have. Yeah, I think in the half.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Round 15.
Last round in the half, so there we are.
They're pouring all their money in.
They're pouring all their money in. They've got to think more about these pistols and how they're going to play them in particular. So, 3 CZs, a P250, and a UMP for Cinder. They have smokes. They have 5 smokes, so they could set up a pistol execution if they wanted to do so. But the problem is that if they wanted to go for it on the B side, they would have to gain this banana control. And Vex, ooh, wow, nice from Shaney, takes down Cray. Shiki held back towards Cubby corner, will pop back his way on through, and Shaney's clinical with the AWP. Cinder does fall, and just like that, the defensive is too strong. Thomas has no idea what to do when he's faced up against Ozzy. Does spray him down, but Ozzy is there for the trade, and Reason Gaming, whatever strategy they had going into that round, it's all fallen at the seams as Rom goes falling. Vex will get the best scoreline that they needed for that half. It's 8-7, favour to Reason.
Talking about horror movies earlier into the half. That one was like the cabin in the woods sort of setup. Every now and again, the monster comes and strikes, takes one more as they go through, trying to go for that arch to B strat. They just go like 1 by 1, keep getting picked off, damage going across all over the place. And now, Reason Gaming do have the advantage in this half still. They're now on that CT side. Of course, remember the Vex Gaming picked that CT side to start with. And they're at a disadvantage on it. They didn't take as many rounds as probably they would have liked. They had a little bit of a slip up early, but they really did pull together towards the end of that first half. So maybe they just need a little bit of a warm-up. Maybe they were unused to how Reason Gaming were playing. But Surreal certainly isn't used to getting the headshots with that USP.
He does tag up Shaky a little bit, but a very interesting setup coming in from Reason Gaming. I'll talk about it in a second, because right now it looks like the Vex side are going in towards Speedway, and Ron will be the man to challenge. Peeks out, gets the first headshot. Surreal comes through with a head, spots out 2 more, and gets the tag damage a little bit more onto Shaky and Shaney, but they're still fragging away, and Vanity will be able to trade it back to a 3 versus 3 alongside Shaney himself. And now Reason Gaming. Well, Cinder's got to get spotted out and taken down here, otherwise this B site is going to be a very difficult ask for the Vex side. Shiki does go down. Thomas coming up for the backstab, spots them out, but he's not going to be able to get the kill. They will get themselves on towards the site, and they have to deal with Cinder again. He's holding out towards the corner. The bomb will make its way on towards the site, and it's a very risky position to be planting in. And Shaney will get it down regardless. The 2 versus 3 will come in. Cinder taps 1, Thomas gets the other. And while Vex got a bump on, they weren't able to get the round. It will be 9 to the CTs.
They don't have a kit. Do they have time? They've got it, definitely.
They've got it. Oh, come on, don't try and bait me into that.
No, there we go. They are going to get the defuse coming on through almost instantly as soon as the bomb goes down. But the plant did come out from Vexed, which means that they could potentially full save here and go for the full buy next round into the 3rd. Maybe a bit of armor, maybe a pistol or 2. Yeah, so there you go. They haven't opted to go for that sort of UMP quasi semi-force. It's a 2nd round, so it's not really a quasi buy, I guess. It's more of a just full buy, pretty much. At that stage in the round, the P250s across the board, no armor though, so it's going to mean that nade could hit hard if it was to hit at all, which it doesn't. Only a tickle of damage going across onto Shaney as they do start to set up for their aggression towards what looks like the A site. The bomb very close, coming in from that 2nd mid. Trying to go for that push, and they are going to run into a lot of these SMGs here, looking to farm up that money. Reason Gaming holding fast so far.
Yeah, they need that economy. They know that Vex are going to be buying down in the next round. They got the bomb plant, so any kills with SMGs are bonuses right here for Reason Gaming. Means they can get value out of those weapons, potentially some extra rifles into the next round, if not the round after it. So first kill from Rom onto Shaney. The rest of Vex will peek down. Banana Rom just sprays them down. It's easy peasy. No armor on that T side, which means that Rom will eventually fall, but he got 3 kills with the SMG. That's more than fine. Cinder can come in to pick up the pieces, and indeed he will. That's 10 rounds to the favor of the Reason CT side, but Vexed, as I said, bomb plot in the 1st, most likely to get a rifle round out here.
As much as I don't like the MP9 as a gun, sounds beautiful. Absolutely love it. A lovely bassy thunk for a UMP, not UMP, SMG. UMP now synonymous with SMG in my mind at this point. It's been so prevalent. Obviously the changes make it a little bit less so. FAMAS maybe coming a little bit more back into fashion, but nonetheless they're going to be using this UMP, pushing up the mid. Cray does get taken down by Ozzy on the back. Shaney finds one as well. Surreal able to trade it back, but it was not a favourable one at all. Shiki does find the 3rd of the round so far as the picks going in the favour of Vex, now pushing up towards this A-bomb site, covering off that arch side. So they do push up the short. Some lovely silhouettes there.
Rom and Cinder, 2v4. They will make their way in towards mid, Rom will at least, but I don't think this retake will be on. It's very, very difficult, especially when you're at a 2-man disadvantage. Vex holding down the angles, will get the bomb through and it will go up. So Reason going to save the rifles into the next round, as is standard. I mean, the economy's not looking too bad for Reason. Again, a couple of SMG farm-ups and, the kills with the SMGs just to get that money line into perspective so they can get this next buyout. And, Rom with $100 on his bank account as well means that, saving this AK into this next round is just going to be even better for him. He doesn't have to buy. He can just hold on with maybe buy up some extra armor to replace the whatever's been damaged, or some utilities to replace whatever's been used. But for now, it will just be the 8th round going in favour of Vex. They will find that one very, very easily as well against Reason Gaming. And a lot of aggression that Reason just didn't really know how to deal with. They just got shut down at every single corner. So that's what ended that 2 versus 4. And Reason will buy down. Cinder getting the M4s. 4 M4s out, the AK, of course, on Rom. 2 Galils still in play for Shiki and Lumji, get the value out the weapons. And the 3 AKs, of course, still in play for the T side.
We talked about it earlier. Cray only had 3 kills like 6 rounds ago. He still only got 3 kills. He is not doing very well at all, and he does need to step up. I said it before, keep it going, keep that strength pushing on. You need to be with the rest of your team. Maybe Inferno's not his map, maybe he's not too strong on it, not as familiar as maybe some of the other players are, but nonetheless, you need more than 3, my friend. I mean, we've had 19 rounds, for goodness sake.
10-8. Decent scoring from Reason Gaming, but Vex doing well to keep it within 2, so let's see if they can potentially even it up after this round right here. They're playing supremely passive. They're expecting aggression up Banana. They're expecting Reason to come through, and they might try and shut them down on the retake. And 3 more players set up in apps with the bomb out towards second mid. Looks most likely to be an A player right here from Vexed. 2 players from the back alliance, that's Shiki and Shaney, the fantastic duo of the Vex side, to move up towards mid, and then they can split in towards the apps area and just go straight towards the A site. But they're taking their sweet time with this. 45 seconds left on the clock, and doesn't look like any sign of a setup coming on through from the Vex side. They are going to try and look for the pick on Rom right here, which could be a decent shout if they found it, but he's allowed to rotate on through. So now they are dead out of time to make a play right here. They've got to rotate those 3 players in. They've got to pick up the bomb. They have to hit the A side at this point. There is just no other choice.
That's all they have. That's the only option. Ride or die, my friends. Ride or die. What's it going to be? As they start their push on Vanity, starting to try and get those entry frags. Finds one. Craig carrying in the back is going to be able to get taken down. Sorry, Lumpy takes him down. Thomas in the hit there. As they start to go for this rotate bomb on the site now. 4 versus 3. Kits available across the board, so do have a little bit more time to play with. Shaney not quite spotting out Cinder there as he actually pushes back into the mid position, trying to look for that apartment, but Reason Gaming just going to back off and save up what they can here. Scoreline looking to go at 10-9 as they don't go for any aggression whatsoever. Kind of a fan of this. A site, very difficult to retake with only 3 people, especially when you know they have some utility on board. All of it being used up now, but Reason Gaming backing away off that one.
Yeah, Reason realizing that their money is not looking good. They will have nothing to work with. 1900 loss bonus after a full investment means that Thomas and Sorrel won't be able to find themselves guns in this next round. So the 2 M4s and the AK, a great pickup from Reason Gaming. Thomas and Surreal could force it down with SMGs or upgraded pistols if they want to go for utility, but that's about the best they're going to find here. So the Reason Gaming setup will be extremely balked. CZ P250, so the utility will come out from the CT, so they're going to rely on that defensive. But for the first time this half, the AWP out for Shaney. Vexed, they're going to try and see if they can put that into play.
Spotting out what they can. I'm imagining this looks like another slow round. The setups sort of indicate just trying to poke their heads in, trying to get all the info they can. Seems to be a UK favourite right now. I thought it was a Reason Gaming special, but no, unfortunately it's just seems what UKCS has sort of started to be a lot slower paced, a lot more methodical, a lot more cerebral in their play, trying to go for these intelligent plays, rotating around instead of just going for these full-out frag fests, these faces where you think you can outshoot this other guy, so I'm going to go for it, instead of thinking, even if I do win, what do I get here? What do I gain from pushing there? I don't need to yet. I just need the info that they are there. So we know how to structure our push, we know how to structure our rotates, we know what we need to do and when.
Oh, look at Vex, all bunched up here in towards mid, and completely uncontested by Reason Gaming. They're going to take passive angles and hold things down, so Thomas has no choice but to let them pass. Meanwhile, on the other side, Trey will get one. Lumsey gets the trade, and Thomas will trade him right back out. Lumsey on 10 HP, double peak, Face gets taken down. Shiki turns back to 1 more. It's a 3 versus 2. It's well to the favour of Reason Gaming. Good grenade, though. Doesn't actually land, actually, from the other side of Arch. 35 seconds, and the bomb will rotate away, but Cinder is in position to shut it down. The AWP from Shaney is the last line of defense for the Vexed side. Is a little over 30 seconds in play. He tags up Surreal to 1 HP as well. He's got to deal with Cinder. The AWP needs to peek. Doesn't spot him out. 20 seconds. He's got a funny spot. Doesn't manage to land the tag right there. And look at Cinder. He's right down underneath the Mexico area. And as a result, Shaney just can't face this one. He's going to fall out. He's going to save the AWP and Reason Gaming. A balked setup, but it works. It's 11-9.
That's all they needed to do. They saw the clock tick down to around 20 seconds at that point to run to the bomb and be able to get all the way to B site. Impossible. To be able to get the bomb, bring it back to A site against that aggression, against those holds, impossible. So he knew he needed to save there. I would have been in favor of maybe pushing with the pistol, trying to get the trade onto the AWP, because at that point, you lose a pistol, you gain an AWP potentially. That's the trade-off you go for. And when you're looking at that sort of thing, I mean, it's a pretty obvious choice, right? Maybe go for that aggression, try and push them once the timer is pretty much near 0, so that there's no chance that he is going to be able to pick up the bomb and go to that plant. I think that could have been a viable strat, but no, they opt to save. But nonetheless, we do see a full rifle round coming out now. So Vex trying to go for this again. Rather, well, I say passive, but it is actually quite a forward position from Vex into the mid. Well, Thomas is going to try and capitalize on that as he goes with the spray through the smoke. Not really connecting too much, though. just a little bit of tag damage going across.
Again, this is Reason kind of realizing how Vexed are going to play this round. He sprayed on through, managed to get Aussie down to 64, which isn't much, but it is still something. Surreal now can work off of this. They're backed up into a corner. Reason Gaming getting pushed further and further away from their active angles, and we'll go to more passive sites, positions on the A site, which is fine. You know, they made this work in the last round, so they can make it work right here. 55 seconds, and Thomas on top of this box. Oh, if they plant for default, Vex might not see what's coming, but fortunately, they're going to wrap back away from the middle area and head up towards Banana. Shaney, he is the man who will take points, start peeking on towards Cinder, who will hold down the B-side defensive. He's the only man. He was going to hear the footsteps and call it out. Guys, come help me, they're coming right now. Smoke down and try and blind off vision. He's going to make himself into towards the smoke. This is unprecedented, but Lumgy is able to find him anyway. Surreal comes around trying to see if he gets support, but Lumgy's right there. Sprays the first, looks for the second. Nicely done. Surreal does get a kill, but it doesn't matter. Thomas and Cray in a 2 versus 4 retake on B-side with such aggressive angles being held by Vex. This one's a loss, and Reason will concede one more to Vex. They take themselves to double digits.
Cinder, that pushback, that hide in the smoke, whilst you may sort of look at it and think, oh, they're not going to know where he is. There's nowhere else he can be. They check the rest of the angles, they check the rest of the position, they're like, okay, he's not anywhere there. I'm going to just spray into the smoke, and they get the kill for it. So relatively easy to read that one. On the rotates coming back, they just got caught out. They didn't check their angles where they needed to, and they paid the price for it. 2 kills going over very, very quickly with a nice spray down coming out just from around that little sneaky corner there. But yeah, Vex take the round. They put double digits on the board. Reason Gaming still have that advantage in the numbers, but they have the momentum lacking. A lot of money on the board for Vexed, and they are going to be able to full buy yet again. Well, I say full buy, they only need to buy 1 rifle back. Reason Gaming, however, going for a quasi buy there. 2 M4s, Eagles, and PT50s. Not so sure what I think about that.
Well, the M4s were safe from the last round, so they still have that much to work with. The PT50s and Eagles is just to try and bolster the damage that Reason Gaming can output. And again, they will be looking to take rifles away from the hands of Vex. They will be looking to damage the economy because while it is looking good for Vex, it's not quite 100%. More like the 3,000 area is where they're sitting at. So while they have the firepower in this round, they kind of need to try and avoid losing as many players as they can, because if they do, then the economy won't be sitting very well for the next full buy right here. Cinder spotted. Shaney just can't seem to land the frag right there, and Cinder playing like Mr. Floyd Mayweather, trying to fly like a butterfly, and sting like a bee.
That's Muhammad Ali.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Well, my bad. 5-4 at the moment, 60 seconds on the clock. Vexed, a very nice advantage here in this round.
Can't get over your misquote. It's terrible. It's terrible. How could you? How could you possibly do that? Attributing a Muhammad Ali quote to Floyd Mayweather. Come on.
He's more relevant. He just had a fight last.
Yeah, you're right. He is more relevant, but it didn't say it. So, doesn't matter, does it? Anyway, Vex Gaming, again, taking a little bit of an aggressive stance towards the speed bomb site, trying to find something out. It's Thomas, but Aussie for dream. Living the dream as he shuts that one down. Lumgy finds one as well as they get a nice little backstab coming in with a rotate. Surreal now. Going to be seeing what he can find. He only has that P250, so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go for some aggression here. Doesn't have any utility on board. I'm expecting Cray to save. Oh yeah, this makes sense too. Going for the extra frags, trying to wait for those players to push towards him. Just pick up anything you can. Picking up that money is going to be very, very important. So, Vex Gaming set to put another one on the board, bring the scorelines even. Ones everywhere. 1-1, 1-1. Reason Gaming get evened up on for the first time in this map.
Yeah.
Well, I say the first time. I mean, since the first little
disregarding the first, 6 rounds, of course. But yeah, no, this is fine from Surreal. Again, all Reason Gaming were really looking to do is try and take rifles away from Vex. So Surreal's playing exactly to that objective. He's holding passive. He's waiting for someone from the T side to hopefully come towards CT and might be able to take a rifle away from them. But in this case, not to be. Vex, I think this is the best result for them right here. They get all 5 rifles in place. I don't think they really need to buy down into his utility. So you can see the money is very, very good here. 7,400 on the richest player and 3,500 on the poorest. It's a very good time to be a T-side member. And Reason Gaming, they're not even looking that great. It looks like they have to go for the eco once again. They got grenades, so I imagine this will be the straight down banana grenade push, which if Vex go for this banana aggression and this banana default, then it's going to get very messy indeed. But not to be. Actually, Reason Gaming won't go for the Raining Thunder down any particular site. They're just going to hold this down and hope that they can get some damage in them for Vex. And that's smart as well, using those pistols alongside the damage of the grenade. If you can land that directly at someone's feet, then that's like a good 50 HP gone. The pistol suddenly becomes a lot more viable on that CT site. So, Reason, trying to play smart. They have used 2 of those grenades. Cinder and Surreal, the next guys up to try and face it. But so far, Vex not really showing their hand here. They're playing passive, they're playing grouped, and they're playing in towards Banana. And Cray and Thomas need to hold it down.
Trying to chuck that utility just in the way Thomas lobs the nade. So does dissuade them a little bit, and they are starting to throw out that nade, but Shiki turns the corner. What a one-tap. Cinder does go down. He's going to be turned from cinders to ashes as they go for that push. Well, they don't really go for the push. They just get the kill and fall back. They are still trying to play aggressive here on towards this B position. Thomas is going to be the one to take face here. CZ behind the crate, but HyperX finds Cray. Roth trades it back, and now it's Thomas. It's all Thomas all day, but it's not going to be for very long. The sun does set on that rain, and Vanity able to shut that one down. Now 2 versus 3 on the retake. The rifles actually being picked up there. Rob has a defuse kit. This is possible. If they manage to pick out Vanity or maybe even take out Shaney with that AWP. He's been so strong on that, by the way, for the most part of this entire game. If they manage to shower one of the players, they could potentially go for this, but again, they're just playing disciplined. Reason Gaming don't want to give too much away. They know they need these guns in the next round because it will facilitate that full buy that they really need at this point.
Yeah, the guns are there, but of course there's also the utility and the armor to take into play. Rom has a defuse kit, sure, but neither member has any Kevlar or a helmet for that matter. So it becomes very difficult against Vexed. So they will fall out, look for an exit frag. They will not come towards their favour. So Rob and Surreal staying alive. Nicely done from them. 2 rifles in towards that round, which means that the money will be looking very nice for both sides. And Vexed will get themselves up by 1 point against Reason Gaming. This should be the full buy coming in from Reason as well. AK, of course, saved. 1 M4 brought up by Cray, and 2 more will join him on Thomas and Cinder. Limited utility, sure, but it's more than enough for his CT side, and for Reason it starts getting sweaty. If Vexed manage to take this round, they could still put them into a bad economical position, and every round from here on out is just closer and closer to that first map point. And if Vexed take one away, then suddenly the series is even.
Absolutely. Well, Reason Gaming have their work cut out for them. They're going to be trying to gain every inch to add it up to a mile. Sprays coming out, nothing really found there. Again, just taking this passive position, as I said before, just playing a slow, methodical. I really like this approach towards Counter-Strike. Really does make sense to me as in terms of, was that a whiff nade? I think that was a whiff nade. I was looking at you. I wasn't looking at the screen. I think he bounced it back and actually hit his teammate there. So Surreal takes some damage from the wrong source as they start to hold face here. Rom actually the only player left on B as the aggression does start to come towards his. Shaney leading the charge with the AWP as they start to just try and peek in, try and edge their toes in, and the distraction coming in towards the A.
Yeah, Reason like to do this, just put 1 player on the B site and wreck the entire defensive on a certain other, and Shiki is already going to shut down the first player. This only convinces Reason the fact it's going to be an A site. If Rom will finally peek out and get a kill, but it's just not enough for Reason Gaming. The defense is so flawed. They were convinced it was A, but it was not. It was a fake. It is the B site. And that's where they will go. Shiki will still hold out towards A, look for Surreal, and he will spot him out, and Surreal will rotate quickly to try and get this retake set up for Reason, but the bomb will go down. Cinder is in a decent position, but with the smokes holding him back, Cray and Surreal may just call it out to just get themselves out of position. It's just a case of saving his rifles, and Shiki is going to try and take them right out of their hands. Finds Surreal, clinical, headshot comes down. A 2 versus 4, and Cray and Cinder are in an awkward spot. They can't afford to lose both these rifles now, and they won't. Thankfully, they'll take down Shiki. 2 more players from Vex will peek out. They've got lots of money, so they can do this. It's just all a case of whether they can find Cinder, and indeed they do. Cray, next man up towards the chopping block. He's out towards the pit area, so hopefully they won't peek down towards that particular angle.
Definitely the right choice here to go for this hunt. They have got enough money to pretty much feed them into the rest of the game, let alone the next round. They are going to be stocking up there, but Cray finds 1 kill. So a little bit of economic damage, but not really when you think about it. He finds the second as well, so that's actually a pretty good pickup there. Taking up 4 members of the enemy team, Reason Gaming, going to be looking at this full buy yet again. The AWP being picked up on Surreal, and a double AWP coming on Rom.
Is actually a lot more damage than you would think against the Vex side, because now Aussie, who was the poorest player, is still the poorest player, but now he's down $1,200 at the moment, so it's still looking good. They've still got 12k on the richest player for Vex side, but still, that's still quite a decent amount of damage that Reason Gaming can work off with the backers. And how forceful they're expecting to try and break Vex. If they get this round, they boost their economy up to a point where they can fall buy into rifles, then they'll face off against Vex in another rifle round. If they can find that, they break their economy. That might just push them over the edge towards taking this map, because they will even the score. Vex will be on eco, they lose all their loss bonus, and Rom will start things off exactly as he wants it to be. Straight down Banana, takes the first, Shaney's dead.
This is the first time that Reason Gaming have actually picked up an AWP. Shaney has been going for that peak every single round consistently. We've seen it every single time, just going for that peak, looking towards those spools. trying to get the pick, and now this is the first time they've actually been able to decently challenge him. Rom on that AWP, obviously coming out on top here as Shaney goes down, and straight away Vexed actually, that's a massive disadvantage because they've been really relying on their numbers, those early picks, to give them their strengths on that T side, and right now they've had that taken away from them, so Reason Gaming have the upper hand.
50 seconds, Thomas holding down a close range angle, will fall out back towards that passive position. Reason have played this setup before and it has worked, but this time they've got an extra man on that site to try and hold things down. Molotovs trying to push them out of position. Cray still holding out towards Pit. They've got one on the site and one on the box. So the AWP spots the first, and they're going to let them pass. Vanity comes up with a kill, and there he is, just trying to make his way in towards the Pit. Surreal and Thomas get themselves 2 kills. Shiki comes up, Vanity gets a kill, and it's Rom and Surreal. Surreal still on this site with the AWP. They haven't dealt with him yet, and he spots out Shiki's head, not able to land the AWP shot, flicks onto Vanity, and Vexed only have Shiki left in play. 15 seconds. There's no goddamn way he can rotate to B in time. This round must be a loss. They will just save the AWP, and Reason Gaming will get themselves up to 12.
4 seconds is what you need to plant the bomb. That time does go down. I think it's 21 seconds is the total rotate, something around the 20-second mark anyway, and 15 seconds, certainly not enough time, but he does manage to pick himself an AWP. Rom and Surreal, they just left him alone on that site. Like, they didn't push in, they didn't go for that aggression. They managed to get the picks from the rest of the players there, but it just makes no sense why they didn't push, clear the rest of the site. He had an AWP, for God's sake. You had 2 rifles bearing down on him. Go for the double peek. Even if you lose one, you still have the site. You can get the plant. That's what they needed to have done, and they just didn't do it. So Reason Gaming able to finally break that streak that Vex have been putting themselves on. Rom not going for this aggressive peek again, as you can see. They have actually gone for simply aggression. Maybe trying to get that AWP out of Rom's hands. Maybe trying to look for some peaks to counter that counter, if that makes any sense, of the push there. But Rom playing passively, he read into it a little bit, so very, very nice coming out from the Reason Gaming defense. The call came through, and it was listened to. It's great respect. So Vex Gaming now looking towards this B-bomb site. Mouths drooling, ready to get themselves back on the win streak.
And Rom is holding down the AWP, watching for that peak to come through, and he's ready and wearing. He's trying to get this first kill, and he more than likely will find it unless Vex are able to flash him and blind him. And let's take a look at this. Molotov's down, smokes out. He will get pushed back in towards that CT general area. Cinder and Thomas still on site. Thomas does spray down one, looking to connect it on towards the second, but he can't quite find it. Cinder, however, comes up huge, and that leaves Shaney and Shiki alone as the last 2. Shaney finds the first, and Shiki, I think actually they did chime it back onto one more kill. It's Rom and Cinder and Surreal. That's the last 3 left for Reason Gaming. Surreal with the AWP out towards the A site, trying to watch it off in case Vex have rotated. And indeed they have. Shiki is on the site. The bomb will get planted, but it's so low HP. Out for the Vex side. Surreal flips the shot, thankfully. He allows that bomb to cross, and Vex still buy themselves back in with a chance. Reason Gaming on a quick rotation. A 3v2 retake. It's well in the favour of the CTs, unless you can find this first here.
Doesn't look like he's going to be able to just yet. Flash comes through. The early shot doesn't manage to connect. Nearly very, very close to finding Rom there. The rotate now by 2 players actually pushing out. Trying to bait out the shots. Trying to keep that attention away from where the real threat is coming in the form of these 2 players rotating through. Rom actually able to beat out the AWP shot. And there's another shot coming in. Cinder able to get it. And there we go. Reason Gaming bring us even once more. 13 all is our scoreline. And unlucky for some, lucky for Reason Gaming.
13-13, John. This just got real. 14k still on Shaney, so he can drop for Aussie and potentially Shiki, but they've got to think about that strategy a little bit after that. It means that this economy is going to be significantly weakened. Reason Gaming keeping themselves modest, keeping Reason just keeping Vex very, very honest in their own rights. They're going to have to think about buy strategy. They're also going to have to think about the next few rounds, especially if they manage to lose. If they lose right there, then that means the economy's down. Same thing for Reason Gaming. And when we're so close towards this back point as well, like you really are in a lose-lose situation here.
Yeah, it is a tactical pause, so they are just trying to think, you know, what can we do? We've just lost 2 rounds. We need to think of something. We need to have a strat. We need to be able to try and out-rotate, which they were doing earlier on, but it just seems like they're fading away. Surreal has really come online now. He has really been having that presence that he had earlier today, being able to really just demonstrate the skill that this player has. It's, well, coming up very, very big. This double AWP setup as well, working out very well for them. Rom able to hold that B site as Surreal holds down the mid and the A. Not being dealt with on that A site again, as I said before, a crucial mistake for them. A lot of damage actually going over to the Lumji with a very well-placed nade. And now Reason Gaming trying to hold once more strong, passive on those sites.
1 minute and 30 left, the early face. Coming in from the Vex as they go towards their A default. 1 player in apps, 2 holding back passive behind, 2 more who are holding up towards mid. And the smokes will go down to try and gain themselves a little bit of control. It's not an execution, but well, actually it might well be, yeah, a little bit of utility coming over the hedge from the apps area. And as a result, Vanity will start to make the push on through. Does get burned up by the Molotov, and the flashbang will keep them back for an extra couple of seconds. They've got to deal with 4 on this site, and Reason Gaming, this defensive has been, well, a little bit iffy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see if Cray can put the ace in the hole and manage to make it work. Vanity with the first, Will still on site with the AWP. Gets the first, but this time he is dealt with an on taking him down. Thomas comes back, but Lumsey trades out him. Thomas on the side, Cray's the first. The AWP, no, sorry, the AK from Lumsey takes him out. So that leaves Rom alone in his own 1v2 retake for Reason Gaming. This could be the map right here if Vexed can reset the CT economy. And Rom with an AWP, this is a very awful gun to be using in a retake like this. He's got to land the shots. He's got to be absolutely clinical with a and lands the no-scope perfectly. Now it's AWP versus AWP. Big green gun versus big green gun. And Rom up for a double kill. Spots him, but Shady has his AWP out and he lands the shot. He brings Vex 14-13, and Reason Gaming are down on money.
They're down on their luck. Absolutely brilliant scenes here. So close. Rom, I thought he had it. I thought he was going to be able to get it. I thought he was going to go for that peek to the side with the AWP, get the shot, but unfortunately wasn't to be. So Reason Gaming have a reason to be unhappy about this one. They're going to be looking for anything they can here, going pretty much for this full save. A Deagle being picked up by Surreal there. Rom as well with that P250. Playing up close, trying to get anything they can. The shot sails wide from Shaney with their AWP down Banana, trying to go for that early peek. Playing aggressive close with Cray and Surreal. Trying to see what they can, trying to get anything on board. The aggression is going to come out from mid. Banana has been sacked up by Reason Gaming. That's a lot of damage going down on Shady, nearly taking him down. Rom goes in, but he does get shot out by Ballistics. That's the wrong bit of the name. It's Lumsey. Oops. Shaney is able to close one out.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Dunson tries to go for a second. He does manage to pick it up, and now it's a 2v3. Cray and Surreal need to do enough damage to make themselves viable into the next round. Cray now has to face off against 2 HP. Shaney, the nade comes down, and he is able to get the kill. Now he's going in for the retake. Will be able to pick up the AWP. Will just go back and save it. That's a very smart decision here from Reason Gaming. They can take this one to overtime if they have the economic strength going into the next round, which they should do.
15-13, Vex get their way to map point first, but my god, it almost came down to it. And this is what we were talking about before when we started the map. This could come down to a fight of who makes the most mistakes, and Vex almost made a very huge mistake, leaving the likes of Cinder holding back in that corner on the wall. 2 nice kills come through, and that leaves them in a 2 versus 1. That's 3 players going down, 3 players that need to reinvest on that T side, but the bottom line is still that scoreline, 15-13. It is Vex that make their way up to map point first. Reason Gaming have 1 more buy left to try and force overtime. They need 2 rounds. They need to not only get these rounds, but they need to get them solidly. If they lose 3 players and they have to reinvest back on through, then Vex have a nice advantage to potentially just shut them down and take a 16-14 or a 16-13 right here. In fact, if they win this round, they will go 16-13 right here. So, straight up towards second mid. 1 player with the bomb held back out towards T-spawn. Thomas spots the first pixel, but he isn't able to land the frag. A great start from Vex, getting a little bit of mid control, pushing Reason Gaming back, but they're still holding aggressive here.
Trying to get, again, this info, so crucial. Vexed cannot give anything over right now. If they do risk taking it to overtime, which they absolutely don't want to do. Inferno, obviously, their map, they came into it wanting to play on this one. They got it. They're now in the lead. They have it within their grasp in order to take this one home, bring the scoreline even, but there's Thomas finding 1 shot with the AWP. Trade it back, though. Vanity. Trying to kill Cinder, though, behind the smoke. Does get taken down, but Rom, in the meantime, takes down 2 of them. Where did that come from? I have absolutely no idea where that was. That was more towards the B site as they keep going for this aggression, 3v2.
2 players were on speedway, so now Rom will hold down to the defensive of the B site, getting his way in towards Coffins. This is still doable for Reason Gaming, but Vex now, the pressure is on. 2 players will start peeking in from banana position, and there is Lumpy falling, and Shaney goes down as well. Vex are not out of the woods just yet. Reason Gaming still have a little bit of bark in their bite, or bite in their bark, I should say, the right way around. 15-14. and Reason Gaming make their way onto this overtime point right here. It's round 13. It is going the distance, and maybe it might go a little bit further than that. Overtime for Reason. Vexed looking for a map win here.
They swapped up the AWP players there, Surreal and Rom, before. They actually swapped over the Rom and Thomas positions. And we just saw Rom come up absolutely huge, completely cutting out the flank, completely cutting out that potential for the rotates to come through to be super strong for Vexed. So I'm very happy with that swap. I think they did the right choice, putting Rom on those rifles. Thomas was able to get a pick as well as they tried to push in through that arch side. So, you know, congratulations to that brilliant call of swapping up those positions. Only one AWP now left on Reason Gaming, opting instead for Surreal to take that AK, try and put it to some use and put their AWPers onto the rifles.
Reason Gaming, a defensive that needs to hold true. And for the first time on this A site, they've got less than 3 players holding it down. One man will rotate, and Cinder will play out towards Speedway in case he needs to hold down the B site as well. Rom as standard, he's solo holding player, an M4. No utility, he got a Zeus, sure, but what impact is that going to make at this point in time if you are a CT? Vexed, fully set up for this A hit right here. They are in the apps area, 3 players all bunched up. And it will be Ozzy, the man that peeks out with Vanity, and then Lumsy next, and Rom will take down the lurker on the B site. He's got a lot of information. He peeked down Banana. He might call this out. He might say, there's no one else here, guys. It's going to be an A hit. And indeed it is. 30 seconds on the clock. Here comes the utility. And it will be Ozzy, the first man out. Doesn't spot anybody else, but Lumsy takes him down. Ray comes back with a nice kill, and Lumsy trades him right out, looking for his third. But look at Tom as he gets away with a single point of help. The Molotov will burn him down. Nicely done from Lumsy. And Vexed have a 3 versus 2 advantage. It might come down to this. They might win the map off the back of this one shot, and Rom and Cinder, they need to hold a very good retake. Cinder will get himself in towards position, but Vexed have a man advantage right here.
Well, make that 2. As the spray down from the UMP does come through. Rom now starting to push out. Needs to find everything he can. He has the Zeus available as well. Maybe going for the star points. Lumsy very low as well. They're trying to push on. No players in pit. Does check it out. Turns it on. Tries to go for the spray, but Lumsy closes it out. And Vexed Gaming bring us even here.